Welcome to Game Pass News, where we talk about what is hot in the world of Xbox and what's coming and going on Game Pass each and every week. Thanks for listening. My name is Nick, and my co-host is none other than the mountain biking legend himself, Sean Abbott. What's up, man?
I'm assuming that's not physical mountain biking. That's just the fact that I have fallen in love with lonely mountains to the point where it's an addiction.
It's a good addiction. But I've seen you mountain bike. I've seen GoPro videos.
Yeah. I've just not done that for a while. So
Sure. Yeah.
the part of the UK that I live in is flat, and I mean, like, the only hill we've got is we call it Brayton Bath. It's a big forested area. That's the only hill around here. So
Yeah.
so for mountain biking, this neck of the woods is rubbish.
I gotcha.
So,
We are similar in the sense that the only downhill skiing we have is actually into an old trash dump that makes you go down. So you don't actually go up, you go down. So I totally feel you. That's how we are too.
so yeah, how are you doing anyway, Nick? You cool?
I'm doing pretty good. I got my first shot this weekend, the first COVID vaccine shot. And it really tore me up for about a day. I mean, they were 100% right. It was almost a legit day. I got the shot at 9 a.m. 6 p.m. I felt like crap that day. I felt like crap for an entire day, and it was like literally like at 6 p.m. I was like, I perked up. I was like, cool, okay, I'm feeling better. I was like, wow, that was like right on.
I've got mine tomorrow at 2:10, and I am crapping myself. I honestly, say, not many people can see it because normally you only see from my shoulders upwards, but like I have a pretty big tattoo on my right, like basically covers my entire right lower leg. So I'm not. Needles aren't a problem like that. I've had acupuncture before for like sports related injuries and stuff like that coming from mountain biking. And like I give blood regularly as a donor, but comes to injections, and I am the world's biggest wuss. I can't do it. And like literally, as soon as I start thinking about it, I'm like, oh my god. So tomorrow, when I get in the queue for it, I'm going to be absolutely shitting myself. There we go. That's my first official like swear word on this podcast. But oh man, yeah, I am not looking forward to it. So it's just the idea of the needle going in and them injecting something.
Uh-huh.
So almost to the point where, like, if this was one of those things that in COVID wasn't such a massive deal, and this was just like one of those advised things, I'd avoid it just for the sheer fact of that I'm that worried. But no, COVID's not avoidable. It's yeah. So
yeah,
I'm gonna man up. I'll grow some balls and get it done.
I do. Over here, like, to be honest, I could have got it. I could have got it a month ago, and I was kind of like, oh, I don't know, we'll see. I get it, and then like. So we've had the ability, or we've been signed up for a cruise since last October. We've rescheduled the cruise now 3 times, and it's supposed to be happening this October, a year later. So we'll see. Hopefully it does. It was supposed to be our 10th anniversary deal, and so Norwegian, the place we're cruising with, basically came down and said, hey, if you want to cruise anytime this year or next, you're gonna have to be vaccinated. So I was like, well, I'm definitely getting vaccinated. I'm not gonna tell my wife. Sorry, that's not happening. And then I was like, I was just kind of like, I'll get it whenever I get it. And then over here in the States, we came out, or the CDC, our governing body, came out and said, you know what? If you're vaccinated, you don't got to wear a mask. And I was like, well, crap.
You see, I saw that over here, and I was thinking, what the? No.
So,
The thing is that they sold the vaccination over here as it's that you are less likely to have severe symptoms. Not that you are less likely to get it. You are as entitled to get it as everybody else. Even if you've had the vaccination, you're just less likely to have severe symptoms. So you won't. You become less of a hindrance on the hospitals, basically.
yeah.
Not that you can't get it. So even after I've had both jabs, I will be wearing a face covering until like the infection rate is a 0, because yes, I might not get severely poorly with it, but I don't want to then get it, because then the chance of me having to give it to somebody that has had the vaccination but is still a lot more vulnerable because of ailments and age. Yeah, so
Yeah,
I saw that news and I was thinking, that's brave. That is brave for the Center for Disease Control to turn around and say, you don't have to wear a face covering.
yeah, it's pretty crazy. I mean, I will probably wear a mask as well. My biggest worry was around me. There's a lot of people who are not like they're anti-vaccination. So there's going to be a ton of people walking around without masks that don't have vaccination. Guarantee 100% T. That's going to happen.
Yeah.
So it's like, all right, well now I need to I'd like to have a double protection of a vaccine and a mask at this point for those people who have no protection of a vaccine or a mask. So I was like,
You
all right,
see,
I'm in.
yeah. I mean, the only two places I don't wear a mask constantly when I'm out of the house is at the gym. And that's mainly because I keep my distance and they've got a really good sanitizing routine with where like when you walk in you give it a bottle of a bottle of sanitizer, a spray and a cloth, a microfiber cloth, and it's clean when they give it to you. Every time I have you use a machine, spray it all down, wipe it all down before you use it, after you use it, and then you give that bottle back, and they literally empty the sanitizer out, put the bottle in the dishwasher, let steam it, and they boil the cloths. That's
Wow.
kind of like their way of getting around it. So,
Yeah, that's cool.
and then work because I see those guys more than I see my family sometimes. So,
Well, and you guys take like a
um,
COVID test a day over there at your work.
yeah, yeah, I do two a week. I
Do
do two a week.
I've done
So,
2 this entire time. No, is that true? I've done 3. That's not true. I've done 3 tests this entire time.
yeah. This week's the only week I won't have to do any because I'm not at work all this week. So,
Nice, good for you. All right, let's see what some of these top Xbox stories are. What do you say?
yeah, let's go.
All right, top Xbox stories. This one's a little bit older, I'll admit. xCloud for Microsoft. But we just kind of opened this new segment up of these top stories. So I threw it in there. I was invited to Xbox xCloud, which by now I think almost everybody I talk to has. So as much as I mean, I'm not cool or anything, but I actually have been playing games on there, and I wish they would put more games on this thing. Like a game I'm going to talk about down below. This could be okay. I don't want to say this could be like Xbox's version, gimped, but Xbox's version of the Switch, where you can take your iPhone and play whatever game you want to play on the couch, not in front of your TV, watching a movie, which is exactly what I like to do with certain games, even on Xbox. And if you have the internet, it works. It's not going to work for everybody, and it's not going to be the greatest quality. Like, let's just get those things out right now. I'm not saying this is an amazing, life-changing deal, although it could be sometime down the road, maybe 5-ish years. But it is a good way to play certain games that don't take as much. Well, it doesn't matter if it takes horsepower, but don't take as much control than like Twitch controls as other games. Like you probably wouldn't want to play like an Apex. I don't think, at least,
Yeah,
in a version like this, because you're gonna have just that little bit of a delay, right?
yeah. So you're telling me is Lonely Mountains on that?
Let me see.
Because if Lonely Mountains is on there and I can play that like at any time, anywhere, I might have to actually go and dig out the control that came out with my Series X and start taking that with me to places because
Lonely Mountains
yes,
is
no.
indeed on cloud gaming. It is indeed on
Well,
cloud gaming.
I apologize to my wife now because I'll end up in a divorce with me not listening to her while playing that. Oh no.
So yeah, I'm happy for you. I got done doing a let's play of It Lurks Below, and I'll talk more about that in a second. But I immediately after I did the let's play searched for it on cloud gaming because I was like, this is what I want to play on cloud gaming. A game like this where like I don't want to come down and sit in front of my TV and play this game. Not that type of game. It's it's not like Animal Crossing, but it has that kind of vibe, where it's like it's not a game that you can play it and not have it take all your attention. And so I want to do that thing. But I can't because it's not an xCloud. So, anyways, I think xCloud has great potential. It's no
So,
Switch for sure.
yeah, what's the as we're saying, and now searching for it on my Xbox. What is the deal with it then? Like, um, do you have to pay for it? Or is it a free to use service?
Right now, it comes with Game Pass, and I'm not certain if you have to have an Ultimate or which. I think right now people being invited are people who have Game Pass Ultimate. I think I'm fairly certain of that.
Okay, I'm currently looking for it. So, but anyway, I'll sort that out later.
But right now, it's like invite. They call it beta, and it's invite only. And to be honest, like I said, I tried to play Sea of Thieves on it, and that was a real crap show. Like that was no good. It I don't know. I couldn't get it to work on my phone very well. That was one, and that's a game that you can play with touch controls on the thing. That's horrible. Like that should not be a thing. Not at all. But with certain games, it can work, and it's fun. So yeah.
Right, so that's something I'm now going to look out for that and figure out how to work it. Is it a certain app that you have to have on your phone or your smart device?
Yeah, so you get well actually on the iPhone, I think it's because of the whole like these titles aren't rated, that whole issue. So what am I trying to say? Xbox tried to get xCloud onto iPhone a while ago. They said no because you'd have to rate all these games and they change and it can't do it. And so now what they really do is they invite you to a website. And then they say,
Right.
"Hey, you should really save this website on your desktop." So what it really becomes is like it's
A web
basically,
page.
yeah, it's a shortcut to a web page that looks like an app on your phone. But really, in all honesty, it's really just a shortcut to a web page. There's no other way to say it.
Ah, right. So Project xCloud is now closed. So if you didn't sign up to it, you can't sign up to it now.
Oh no, really?
I currently can do it.
Ah, well, good for your marriage, bad for your gaming.
Ah, Project xCloud is closed, but cloud gaming is now with Xbox Game Pass. So
Oh,
I've got
maybe
the
that's what it
Xbox
was
Game
called
Pass
before
app.
before that's what it is now.
Yeah. Okay.
So anyways, that is my I think xCloud is going to be a great thing for all fans Xbox, if for certain games, not if, but for certain games. And if you have a certain type of internet. That I mean that's all those streaming services from Luna to Stadia, they're all the same thing. You got to have a certain type of internet. It can't be a crappy type.
No, well, mine's a lot better now than it used to be, but it's told me that the upload bandwidth might be difficult.
Wait, don't you have fiber? Didn't you tell me you had
Yeah,
fiber?
but it's to do with I think it's to do with the fact that it's the stuff downloading on the server and um we're recording streaming, so it's the
Oh,
actual router, the
yeah.
router itself.
Yeah, like literally what you're doing too much stuff right now for the
Yeah,
test. Yeah, I got you. I got you. So Sean, 2 weeks ago they added a lot of frames per second to older games.
yes, they've been gradually doing this over a period of time now. So I think back in March, Bethesda got a good hit of a couple of games that they got rated up to 60 frames per second. There's been a couple of EA Play games that have been done that allow you up to 120 frames per second, which is great if you've got a gaming monitor. If you've got a box standard TV, well, no, if you've got a modern TV that you can do 4K 60 frames a second, you aren't going to see that noticeable difference. Might play a little bit better, might be a bit smoother, but it isn't going to be great. You're not going to get the full 120 frames a second anyway. The latest update, I think, added an extra 13 games. I don't know what that list of games are. I couldn't find a list anywhere for some reason, as I quickly searched before this. But yeah, you basically some older games that the controller input to what you see happening on screen might have lagged slightly. Probably don't do that now. So if there is an old game that you used to get quite infuriated with because you felt like you were trying to do something and the game was either not moving quick enough for you for what inputs you were giving it, I'd go back and give that a try now because it might have been in that list.
Sure. But now also, this is basically like a slider, right? So like if the frames go up, the resolution is going down, pretty much. Is that correct?
Yeah, especially yeah, because I think it's only on the Series X and the Series S that they've given this update to.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Yeah, so that's tough. I mean, I don't know. What do I want? Do I want a smoother game or do I want more resolution? Like, I guess I'd have to play with it to find out. To be honest.
Yeah.
Or do I not care about either? That's probably me. I probably don't care. I'm like, this game looks great. I don't care. I'm not. I tend to not always be about the graphics, so that might be the case for me. But we will update a list of the new games that have added all these frames on Twitter and maybe even on our notes for the podcast. So y'all can see what we're talking about or what games are there.
Yep.
Since you don't want to hear us read them off anyway.
No.
New update last week. This is a top story, hot off the presses of last week. Quick resume fixes.
See, the only game that I use that quick resume with is Lonely Mountains, and prior to this update, it wasn't great. It's still it told me it was under quick resume, and then the screen would go black, and then it just load the game up. You know, to go through all the developer adverts and stuff like that, as you do at the beginning of loading any game. So I was like, oh, okay, that wasn't really quick resume.
Yeah.
Last night, I went between Red Dead and Lonely Mountains, and it literally fired up to the point where I'd last fallen off the bike.
Nice.
So like the Red Dead shut down, Lonely Mountains fired up, and I was straight into the game. Literally 30 seconds, which was awesome. There's not many times that's actually worked as good as that.
Yeah, I haven't had a great history with quick resume. It seems like a lot of these games that want you to enter in a secondary account, like the EA account, even if they're not online games, like Jedi Fallen Order. I remember that was one of the first games I tried when I got my Xbox. I was like, I'd heard great things about it. Turned it on. I was like, boom. Had to do something. Put it to sleep. Came back. I was like, and it's like, oh, sorry, you've been logged out of your EA account, and boom, you're all the way back. And I'm like, oh well, that's a pile of junk.
Yeah, it's the same with Warzone. So if you're playing like a big game that relies on a server service like that, like even Red Dead's the same, because you get a state of inactivity, you're kicked from the server. So that's Rockstar's way of protecting its servers from being absolutely flooded all the time. I mean, there is a way around it, but it's then you go away from the quick resume where you use a hair bobble to keep your analog sticks together and you kind of just walk around in a circle. You don't ever get kicked from the server because you are active. But yeah, you've got to keep your Xbox running. You can't turn it off. So.
Yeah, and I don't have any problem with the online quick resume, but like Jedi Fallen Order is not an online game. It's just, I mean, I don't know. There might be online components, but it's a single player campaign to the best of my knowledge. To be fair, I only got about 4 hours in it, and I was like, probably not for me. So, yeah, I don't know why there'd be quick resume issues with that. It does seem to work better with smaller games. That's what I've noticed.
Yeah. Yeah, which is why I think it works so well with Lonely Mountains, is because the game's less than a gigabyte in size, so it just doesn't take much horsepower to go. I'll load that up.
Yeah, that's for sure. Interesting pass-through audio. If you are an audiophile, you want the best of the best, and you got a system that can get you better than what Xbox can get you, this update allows that audio to fly right through the Xbox, not degrading it, and your external awesome audio system, whatever it can do with it.
Yep.
I don't have that, but for those of you who do, congratulations. Starting this month, cool for parents, dads, moms, everybody. An upgrade to the parental controls. You can approve multiplayer games for your kids by specific title. That's cool. I really appreciate that.
Yeah, that's good. So I think at one point, for things like Fortnite, you had to you kind of had to give them all access, which is why people were getting the cases of kids just buying stuff, because if you gave them all, if you limited any of their access, it sometimes stopped the ability to play those games online.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
this is pretty good.
that's how it should be. I'm 100% down with that. That's what I do. Noah doesn't play on the Xbox, but when he's on the Switch, that's what I do. I close out every game. I make it like he can't play anything, and then I just whitelist the games that he can play, and then that
Yeah.
way it's like I know we're good. Dynamic backgrounds. I haven't actually put one on my Xbox yet, and I feel bad about that. Tell me about 'em.
I'm currently staring at all the nostalgia for a big Xbox fan of the original Xbox background, the floating blob.
Yeah, I remember
It's
the
awesome.
floating.
I will quickly, because we are recording as a video, I will
Yeah, yeah,
quickly do
yeah.
this. There we go.
Yeah, man. Nice.
So
Yeah, there
excuse
was a big
the
thing. Like Twitter got flooded with it. It was just like,
it's yeah,
the
it's,
nostalgia.
well, it's the 20th anniversary of Xbox. So
Yeah.
20 years of Xbox this year. So it's their nod to it. There's a couple of other dynamic backgrounds. I've not looked at them all. I went straight for that one because it's the one that everybody wants.
Yeah, yeah, for sure.
So but they're available now and they are cool. I'm not sure how far back they will work. I'm not sure if it's just the X and the S. I don't know.
Yeah,
if
I hadn't looked into that, to be fair.
I'd imagine the Xbox One X and the Xbox One S might run them okay, but if you, I don't know, it might hinder how your dashboard looks. Because I know when I had the One S at the end of its life before I got the Series X, the dashboard could be really slow to load up. So, and that was with just a photo in the background that I had. So,
Nice.
yeah, definitely. I'd check your system. I'd check maybe online for the system requirements before you go and chuck it on, and you're upset with the fact that your dashboard doesn't work anymore.
Yeah.
So
right. Yeah, go ahead, sir.
I think that's all the news for general Xbox news and the top stories. So shall we move on to our Xbox ID spotlight?
Let's do it.
So the top stories out of the way, we're going to move on to the Xbox ID spotlight, which is where we kind of talk about what we've been playing most recently. So for me, you'll have seen the stream for Lonely Mountains, and yeah, like I said at the beginning of the podcast in the intro, that game is awesome. I didn't expect to fall in love with it the way I have, but it's so much fun. There's so many different routes you can take on each trail, and it probably I shared it to Twitter, so you might have seen it on there, that the little accidents that you can have, that you can kind of just bounce down the mountain and still survive. Yeah, it's good fun. I made good use. I've been trying to make really good use of the captures thing with the Xbox as well. So press the home button, press X, and it like automatically captures the last 30 seconds or 60 seconds, depending on how you've got it set up. And then you can upload those to your mobile device and save them. So that's what I did there to get it on Twitter. So yeah, I've been making good use of that. And you, Nick, have been playing It Lurks Below.
Yeah. Yeah, well, first off, Lonely Mountain looks really cool. Like I want to give it a shot. I haven't yet. I love watching your face in the YouTube video when you like surprisingly live. You're like, oh, and I'm just like, it just made me shock. Like, oh, I didn't think I was gonna live through that, but I did.
Yeah, you get so used to crashing and burning. So
yeah. And so I also love the one part where you missed the checkpoint and then you didn't really, because you fell down the hill, and by the time you couldn't get to the next checkpoint because you missed the one. And anyway, so yeah, it looks fun. It Lurks Below is a 2D 16-bit survival game. If you've played Dragon Quest Builders, think of everything in Dragon Quest Builders, but 2D and 16-bit. So you're crafting, you're farming, you got to make sure you can eat and you sleep and your health, and you're instead of exploring a 3D world like you do in Dragon Quest Builders, you literally are just digging down and trying to find out what's below you. And you can use the blocks kind of like Minecraft-esque to make these cool like castles or homes to protect you from the skeleton enemies, who by the way have guns, which is very odd, but they do. So skeletons with guns. And man, I love it. And this is the game that I think needs to be on xCloud. I wish it was on xCloud. I would play this game on my couch every night almost because I really could get addicted to it. But I am not going to just come down and sit in front of my TV and play this game down here. So that's my only like. I wish it was there, but man, this game is fun. It's by the creator of Diablo, David Brevik. So that was kind of the first thing that drew me to it. I was like, oh, I'm gonna try this. This looks interesting, and it really has that aspect of you have to learn. Like you have to learn as you go of what to do. It doesn't explain it to you. There were a lot of times. My stream actually just dropped. It dropped this week, and if you see me, I'll be like, I'm trying to figure out how to place this thing or do that thing, and so. But yeah, it's a really good game. If you're into those type of survival crafting, gotta live, but also you get to kill baddies. Give it a look, I would say. So, why don't we move on to breaking news? What is out this week?
So the breaking news segment for this week, we're going to cover games that we're quite excited about playing. Nick's already done, is it 2 streams now for Red Dead that you've covered?
I'm doing a third today, by the way. I'm addicted to that
I did one just before the podcast as well, so yeah, you'll probably see a lot of Red Dead. Me and Nick plan on playing some co-op missions together, so we've been trying to like push to get to the point where we can actually do co-op missions together. So yeah, you'll see a lot of that. It's something I've never really played, but the bit that I have played, I've quite enjoyed it. So it just takes a bit of time to get started. So I have no money. I don't have a hat. I keep having to use the scrawny nag to get around because I have no money to buy a horse. So yeah.
Somebody stole my horse in a co-op mission. Somebody stole my horse, and I think I have a better horse. It seems like I do. But yeah, I went to grab my horse, and I was like, where'd it go? And the guy was like, yeah, horse thieves are a thing in co-op missions. And I was like, okay, well, his horse looks nicer. So I don't know, whatever.
You might hear me using the there's a like a really funny TikTok section going around at the moment where you just hear, whose horse is that? Yeah. So I'll probably use that quite a lot.
Yeah, man, that was me. I was like, where's my horse? I was like, well, I'm just taking this guy's horse then.
Dude, where's my cat? Where's my horse? Instead of dude, where's my cat? The other game, and Nick shared this with me on Twitter, and after watching the video, I'm really interested in what this is. SnowRunner. It basically just looks like Ice Road Truckers the game. I don't actually know in full sense of what it actually is, but it's been announced today to launch for console. So once it becomes available in the UK to download from Game Pass, it'll be in my dashboard and ready and waiting to play, and hopefully get a stream of that done in the back end of the week. Just Cause 4 Reloaded. Just Cause 3, as I mentioned last time, absolutely played the hell out of that game and very much enjoyed it. Just Cause 4, when you install it with Game Pass, it comes with a couple of bits of DLC. So there's like a car, a weapon, an outfit. There's some extra bits and pieces that you get for free, as well as the actual game, which I believe is the Reloaded part of it. So keep an eye out on that. I only noticed it as it was installing because they were all queued with each other. So
yeah. Whichever one downloads first.
yeah. And the other game, which Nick, you seem to know quite a bit about, is Knockout City.
Yeah, I played the beta. Knockout City was so much fun. Way more than what I was expecting it to be. And so I'm really excited that there's a video on our YouTube channel about Knockout City. So go out and take a look at that. And it's just you're playing dodgeball in crazy city type environments, and it's just super fast paced, and the art style's fun, and it's way more engaging than just throwing a ball. I'll give you that. I mean, there's real like skill and stuff you use to do that, and how you throw it, and how you catch it, and if you pass it, and different type of dodgeballs. And so check it out, man. It's a good game.
Do we know if that's going to be an online co-op?
Oh yeah, it's online co-op for sure. I was playing with my son already in the beta last month, so yeah.
Okay, cool. I'll download that then. That'd be quite a fun game to play.
Yeah, now
as a duo.
So it's I think it might be free on Game Pass. I don't know how it's gonna work, but there's definitely microtransactions. So yeah, we'll have to see how it works, but
Well,
it'll be
usually the main game is free, and then if you want to buy additional skins and stuff like that, that's usually what the in-game purchases is all about. So
sure. Yeah, that's probably how it'll.
cool. And yeah, that's about it for the breaking news. There's while we've been recording this, there's been a massive drop from Game Pass on Twitter, and we'll probably hit that in the rumor mill. But the next segment that's coming up is the golden ticket.
Okay, so really quickly in the golden ticket, we told you Lego Batman and Truck Racing Championships were dropping out of games for gold, games with gold. And so they were replaced by Tropico 4 and Dungeons 3. You have till May 31st to pick up Tropico 4. That was a game that dropped about about a month ago or something. So it's relatively new, especially for games with gold. And Dungeons 3, you have till June 15th. Armello is still on the list till May 31st. That's your games with gold. Update. Back to you, Sean.
Ace. Thank you very much, Nick. I like that. That was very newsy. We need to try and do some more segments like that. That's pretty cool. So yeah, onto the rumor mill. Like I said in the breaking news section, literally as we were recording this, we like to take a bit of a break sometimes between some of the sections. And Nick noticed that there'd been a shout from the Xbox Game Pass Twitter account with a really good list of games that are coming out. Soon. Basically, there's no dates attached to any of these. One of them being Knockout City, which we've already mentioned, and that's coming to console and PC. But I will just run through the list and I will give you what platform they're coming out on. So Peggle 2, which is a really good arcade style game. I think Lindsay used to play Peggle quite a lot on the Xbox. That's one of the games that she used to like, and that's coming out on cloud. Plant vs. Zombies, Battle for Neighborville. That's coming to the cloud. I'm not a big fan of the Plant vs. Zombies game. I played it mobile. I've never played anything on any console to do with it.
Wait, but have you played this one? This is like a third-person shooter.
Oh.
Yeah, this one's different. I think you would probably like this one.
Okay, well if I can get cloud to work, I need to look into how that works.
Yeah.
Then yeah, I'll definitely give it a try. Because I mean the next game on the list, Fusion Frenzy, is a game that I do want to play. So I'm going to have to get cloud to work for that. That's off the original Xbox, and that's basically like a gladiators style, like not the gladiators as in Rome and people fighting. Gladiators as in like the old 90s TV show where people used to like run up escalators and stuff like that and fight each other with giant foam batons. So that's a little bit like that. Gotcha. MechWarrior 5, that's coming to the console. That looks a little bit like Titanfall, the robot fighting aspect of it. So that'd be a pretty good one to maybe have a look at. Joyride Turbo, which is another original Xbox version, I believe. That's also coming to cloud. The Catch, which is carp and coarse fishing.
I'm playing that one. I don't want to say, I'm going to just like sit down and play that one. I don't know why. Some games just tickle me, and that one I want to play.
The only fishing games I like is Zelda, like when you have to do the fishing in Zelda. So, yeah.
What about
that's coming to cloud?
Never mind. Go ahead.
That's cloud, console, and PC. SnowRunner, which we've already hit. It's definitely on my radar for something to play. That's coming to the cloud and the console. So that might be good for me in terms of that. If I do really enjoy it, I can then sit and play it via the iPad, because I think that's the method I'm going to choose.
Sure, yeah.
Maneater. Now, just from the picture, and I think I know what this game is, and it's basically a snark.
It's a snark. It's a snark in the water.
God damn it.
This is like Untitled Goose Game, except not funny, more just like murderous.
Yeah. Basically, you play a shark swimming around in water, and you can dive over boats, bite people off boats, snowboards. Jeez, where am I going? Surfboards and stuff like that, pedalos. Basically, Yeah, you're basically a shark. I think I've seen some funny videos of this game that people play when it's been on stream, on Steam. Sorry. So yeah, it'd be worth a look. And that's coming to console and PC. The Wild at Heart. I don't know anything about this game.
Got a fun art
And
style, which
yeah, it
anybody
does
can
look
see from
nice.
the box. But that's there you go.
Yeah,
Breaking
that's
news.
coming to console and PC. Slime Rancher. Again, I have no idea. Some of these we're going to have to look up, and maybe if we do a video about what's coming soon, we'll try and include a little bit of a gameplay video or a trailer video, because that's one of the things that Game Pass has added recently, that there's better trailers for games.
Oh yeah, that's true. I
That's
totally forgot about that way up there. My bad. Which I'm very happy
that
about, which is funny.
Yeah, and that's coming to PC. Spellforce Soul Harvest, another game that I have no idea about. That's also coming to PC. Secret Neighbor. Now, if I had a PC that I could play on, I'd want to give this a go, because I liked Hello Neighbor. One of my favorite parenting times with my eldest daughter was playing this game. Was playing Hello Neighbor. We played that together because she was really keen to play it, and I wasn't entirely sure what it was going to be like at the time when she was playing it, like age wise. But it was a good game
Yeah,
to play.
that is
So
a fun game.
Salt's the Crown of the Magister. That's coming to PC. And what we mentioned last week in the rumor mill is Conan Exiles. There's still no date for when that's actually coming, I believe.
Still thinking May
But
27th. That's the rumor, and I'm still excited
yeah,
about that. So.
And that's coming to cloud and console. So you'll be very happy that you can sit and play that while watching a film, Nick.
Yeah, I'm in on that. The one thing I guess, just as an overall, that I notice is look how diversified Xbox is getting with, like, this would be what, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 games if it was just their console. But instead, because it's not, there is 14 games here, and less than half is on their console. Like, I think there's something to be said there, that the diversity of platforms that Xbox is going for.
Yeah, and it's nice that they're giving that option for people. So because it is drawing in more revenue for them, people are going to pay for the Game Pass if they can play it away from their console, if they are a console player. But also, if they're a PC player, they can, Microsoft are then making some money from there. So
yeah, I think it's really. I mean, look at Tim, Nintendo Dad's dad. He doesn't have an Xbox, but he has Game Pass Ultimate for the PC. So
yeah, which would be quite interesting because that's something I've not done. Is if we could play with Tim.
Yeah.
Could we? I mean, Red Dead has come to PC and console, hasn't it? So
I believe so.
So if Tim could run Red Dead, he could join us on there, and that would be quite cool.
Yeah, man.
So, but yeah, I mean, I think that's all the rumor mill. That's everything for today's episode. Unless you've got anything extra to add.
Nope, I am good. Sorry, I'm looking down. I was trying to figure out if it was on PC. Go for it. Take us out, Sean.
So that's all from us today. Remember, you can follow us at Twitch, YouTube, Facebook, and Twitter. Just search for Game Pass News and you'll find us there. Also, a quick word for where else you can chat with us, and that's over on the Nintendo Dads Discord. So, yep, that's right. The Nintendo Dads have a non-Tendo podcast. I think they're quite happy about this. The Discord at the moment seems to be getting pretty excited. We're dropping stuff on there all the time. People asking questions, people talking about the games that we're dropping. So for $1 a month, you can hang out with us. Just head over there to patreon.com/Nintendo Dads. I think I got a shout from Shiv, one of the people on Discord, for knowing what a / is. So thank you very much for that. So get subscribed, get your access to Discord, jump in, have a chat with us all. We hope to hear from you soon. And until next time, see you later.
See you later, guys.